In this video, I'm going to show you how to do a simple animation of your completed Google SketchUp. So first thing you need to do is open some of the dialog boxes over here, and the one I need, which is called Scenes, isn't there. So if I go to Window, Default Tray, and tick Scenes, I now have the Scenes dialog box here. So with Scenes, it essentially takes a snapshot of whichever view you've got on show. So for example, if I click plus now, you can see I have scene number 1. I'm now going to orbit around zoom out a little bit and position it again. Click the plus symbol over here in Scenes again. It'll add a second scene. So if I click back over here at the top left on scene 1, click on scene 2, it actually rotates around between scenes. So a couple of other scenes that might be interesting would be to go into Camera, Standard, Top, and it looks straight down on your building. But what I'd really like to do is take the roof off. So I'm going to turn the visibility on the roof off, and I can see straight down into my house. But it looks a little bit in perspective. So if I go back to Camera and check Parallel Projection, you can see it looks more like a floor plan. So I'm going to add another scene that looks like that. And then I'm going to check my progress. Scene 1 through to scene 2, scene 3. I'm going to turn the roof back on again and orbit around to the front of the house. In Camera, I'm going to take it out of parallel and go back to perspective. And I really want to just position so I'm near the front door and a little bit zoomed in. And I'm going to add another scene there. And then I'm going to zoom right in and position myself here at the back of the house and add another scene. And let's just check and see what's happened now. Scene 1. So you can put as many scenes in as you want to. And if you go to View, Animation, you can just play it automatically. You can also, in View, Animation, play with the settings. So you can make each image last a bit longer if you want to. Have a longer delay. I'm just going to put it at 2.5 and see what the difference is. View, Animation, Play. And you can see it just pauses a little longer. If I use the pan tool, sorry, the orbit tool, and then zoom right in, I can position this so I'm right in a corner, and I'm going to come back in through the window, zoom in here. Now it's a little hard for me to see as much as I want to see now that I'm inside, and there we go, I'm inside the room. So one of the things you can do to help with that is go back into Camera and choose Field of Zoom. And you can adjust your field of zoom down in the bottom right hand corner. So if I type 80 into that box, or just type 80 and push enter, you can see it's a slightly wider view. If I type 100, push enter again, it's slightly wider. It's like adding a wide angle lens to your camera, and I can do that. So 80 is a pretty good standard once you're inside a room. It just zooms out a little bit. So it's Camera, field of view, type 80, push enter, and you can see you've got a pretty good view. So if I add a scene from that point there, and now I'm going to zoom in and orbit around to the other side, just zoom in a little closer. I'm a little low, so I'm just going to lift myself up a bit and add another scene. Go back to view, animation, play. I'm going to pause this for a minute. You can see my scene 6 and my scene 7 are out of order. So I'm going to close that, and I want to reorder them. So to reorder my scenes, I am going to select scene 6 and I'm going to click the down arrow till it's after 5, and then I'm going to select scene 7 and click the down arrow till it's after scene 6. So now they're in the correct order: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. View, animation, play. So once you're happy with the animation, and you can play around with it a bit more, there are other tutorials about scenes on YouTube, so please have a look if you want to know some more expert level things. The final thing you need to do is export your animation. So to do that, you're going to File, Export, Animation, and we're going to choose Video and give it an appropriate name. So what will be good for handing into your assessment task is to have your surname on there, and I'm just going to call it Model Animation. Click Export, and then once that's completed, you can save that, and you could try emailing it to me. If not, I'll collect it from you off in class on a USB.